Why, hello, and welcome to Tech Uploaded. I'm CP Hadley. Today, I've got the Corsair H105. That's right, the latest in the long line of closed-loop coolers that Corsair has come out with in the past few years. And this one is kind of like the big brother to the H100i, except with a few differences. So, time to tear into the box. All right, the first thing I'm going to do before I run through the features of the box, I'm going to take off this wrap because it's very reflective in here with the window behind me, and you can't see a darn thing with this on it. So there we go. All right, H105. So what's a little bit different about this than the H100i right off the bat? You can see that it has this different look on the actual mount that goes on the CPU, which is very, very nice actually. It's now round instead of square. It has this ring that's interchangeable, and it does come with the SP fans that Corsair makes available, although it's not the full SP. It's like a L version or a budget version of those fans, so it doesn't have the ring, the changeable ring, which is a shame because they give you the changeable ring on here, so it would have been kind of cool if they would have brought that in, but I understand they wanted to save some cash. At the time that I got this, it was just around 110 bucks, so, they had to cut a corner somewhere. Looking at the box here, right away at the top, really, you don't need to read any of this. It's a closed-loop cooler. It cools your CPU. There are a few things that you do need to pay attention to though. First thing I noticed, which is interesting, and one of the things I saw on some of the reviews, was this does a really good job with LGA 2011 chips. That apparently is where it excels for some reason, almost blowing most closed-loop coolers out of the water with a few exceptions. And Corsair apparently knows this because they use the 3960X at 4.6 gigahertz as their little benchmark on here, showing that at full load, the Hydro Series H105 gets up to 63.5. The box cooler fails. So there you have it. What's important here, let's see if I can find it. Yes, the dimensions. And they're not shy about putting these on there. Very important. This is a big radiator. This is actually 38 millimeters for just the rad. And then when you add in the fan, you're at about 63 millimeters, so pretty thick. We'll see that in a minute here when we get it open. That's important to keep in mind because if you're like me and you like mounting these at the top of your case to try to suck the air out of the case, it's not the best thing in the world. It's super thick, but the thickness of the radiator is great for being able to dissipate heat. So make sure you got the room, and if you don't have room at the top, put it in the front, or make sure your case can support it somewhere else. All right, time to cut open here. All right. Pull that up. Just like before, got the nice padding on top. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side. Look at that, making a mess. All right. You've got the H105 guide here, and this should have all of your instructions for, setting it up, how to get the ring off. Then you've got, of course, this is always nice. Corsair does this, Intel, and then AMD. You've got your warranty cards in here. So all the usual, how to install it. Not brain surgery. These are actually fairly easy to install. All right, let's pull out the goodies. You get a bag. This has your splitter. It's a Y cable for the fan, the PWM fan. They are 4-pin, it looks like. Yep. And then all of your mounting hardware as well as the mounting brackets. Apparently this is an updated bracket from what they were using before. So that's good because it wasn't the most solid feeling mount. And actually I had an H100i, I had two of them, and both of them the mounting hardware failed. The first one, the screw that came with it was bent for the LGA 1150, I think it was 1155 or something I was using on that one. It was an older Intel. And then I had one hooked up to the 8350, which is the computer running next to me now, and actually the little hook that would hang down to hold it onto the AM3 Plus broke. So it's good to see that they switched that up. And what else we got here? Let's see. We've got a empty case, box thing, spacer for the fans. Kept these from bumping together on the ride. All right, so like I said, these are the SPs, but they're the tamed down version of them. So what you're not getting on these, you're not getting the rubber for the mounting, for the vibration resistance that you get on the full SPs. You're not getting that ring. But they are 4-pin PWM, which is nice. Set those off to the side, and let's pull this out. All right, so grab that. All right, star of the show right here. Immediately you can see that this radiator is fairly thick. You know, if you've used a 100 before, or even the 110, which is the 140 millimeter version of it, you know, it comes down to about there. It's not quite as thick as this one, but this extra thickness allows for these fins to have more air time. So more air is passing over each one of these little fins. So even though they're not the most dense fins in the world as far as the layout goes, a lot of air is going to pass through. I mean, I can feel when I blow through it. So that's good. That'll keep the airflow moving. And then, of course, the star of the show, the thing you're going to see the most, the actual Corsair. Set this here, grab it with my legs. The Corsair mount. So that's pretty good looking. Like I said, I like that it's round, and I like that you can change this out because this is going to be going in a system that has a Maximus 6 Hero board, which has a red and black theme, and there's a red ring included with this. So I'm going to switch it out and put that on there. And then, of course, on the back, I don't want to take this thing off because you've got your thermal paste on here, and this little cover is not wanting to stay on. Snap it back in there. All right. So yeah, you can see you've got your thermal paste pre-applied, and I don't want to handle this too whole much because I don't want to cause any of these little tubes to spring a leak. So I'm actually going to put it back in the box, if I can remember how to do that. How did I get this out? All right, let's take a look at the rings that I was mentioning here. Let me get them out. Yeah, there they are. So you got red and blue that you can switch on there. It'd been nice if they would have included white, especially since the LED that actually lights up that says Corsair is white. But I guess you can't have everything. That's just being bossy. So, that being said, that's going to go in my build, and I'm excited to see how it performs, actually. I've got the numbers that I was getting off of my H100i, so we'll get this thing installed and see what kind of numbers I'm getting at stock, and then what kind of numbers I'm getting at overclock. I don't know what my 4770K is going to be able to overclock to yet, but we'll find out, and then we'll see what kind of temperatures I'm getting. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.